If you've got money to burn, then you can probably head to any dealership and purchase a car, but where's the joy in driving a car that everybody's already driving? Wouldn't you rather be behind the wheels of a rare car that only a few people have ever owned or let alone laid eyes on? Well, we would sure want the latter. The cars on this list are nothing short of incredible, breathtaking, weird, and unusual. It's about time that the general public widens its horizons and gets introduced to these timeless vehicles which deserve their rightful place in history. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride as we discuss the most unusual cars that you didn't know existed in this video. 1963 Chrysler Turbine. We think that this car is the precursor to alternative fuel sources. Fueled by turbines, it could practically run on anything, from perfumes to JP4 jet fuel. Talk about innovation. The turbine power planes produced 130 horsepower and an incredible 450 pound-feet of torque. Chrysler only made 200 of these vehicles, each one finished in turbine bronze paint. However, instead of selling the car, Chrysler lent the vehicles to hand-picked families so they could test them. 9 of the vehicles survive to this day, and 5 are actually still drivable. Peel P50. Built by the Peel Engineering Company, which was the only auto company to ever make cars in the Isle of Man that was dissolved in 1974, the Peel 50 is a little car with so much style and personality. The smallest motor car ever to be produced, it sold for $2,200 when it was produced from 1962 to 1965. It was powered by a German DKW 50cc engine with a single cylinder that produced 4.2 horsepower. There were only 50 units ever produced, and it's believed that only 27 still exist today. In an auction in Florida in 2016, a Peel 50 fetched a nice $176,000. Now that's not too shabby for a car that would lose to a cheetah in a race. It was basically just one headlight, one door, and one windscreen wiper, but it doesn't come with a reverse gear. It features a 3-speed transmission that propels the car, but we wouldn't recommend taking it for a drive on a particularly sunny day because it has a top speed of only 38 miles per hour, so you'd end up getting roasted before you even reach your destination. VW Jag. The VW Jag was made by Volkswagen Brazil in the 1970s, and it was considered the simpler version of the already simple Type 181. Sometimes it was called a thing in the United States, but weird as it may look, it's enjoying a lot of reinsurgence amidst the market's overall boom for vintage SUVs, and that even includes Ford Broncos and Land Rovers. Particularly suited to rural roads, the Type 181 became an attractive alternative to the Beetle. It comes with a folding windshield, removable top, and a barren interior that made it perfect for open-air adventures and making cleaning very easy. Although the company sold the car through the 1980s, sales in the US ended after the production of the 1975 model due to stringent safety regulations. You're guaranteed to raise a few eyebrows when you drive down the road with this oddball of a car. Fuji Cabin Model 5A. Fuji Heavy Industries is the parent company of Subaru, and it produced affordable and popular transportation which was used in Japan, most of which were strange microcars. One such one is the Fuji Cabin Model 5A, produced in 1955, and we gotta say, this one has quite the odd design. The car has a single headlight that makes it look like a Cyclops. It has 3 wheels and even has all the fun and excitement of basically experiencing driving a scooter. Made of lightweight fiberglass, it is powered by a Gosden scooter motor that would only hit a top speed of 37 miles per hour. Again, not a car we would recommend taking for a long drive on a hot summer day. There were only 85 ever produced, and a Cabin Model 5A today in excellent condition would fetch a hefty price. Collectors just love little oddities like this. W Lycan Hypersport. When W Motors was conceptualizing this car, they wanted it to be a new line of luxury. Lycan is another word for werewolf, and that explains why the car comes with werewolf symbols and logos in various places. Every part of the car was designed with the mythical creature in mind. Now, what makes the Lycan Hypersport so rare is that there's only 7 produced in the world with a price tag of $3.4 million. Each of the 7 cars are customized uniquely, and each of the car's owners was gifted with a Frank Mueller Geneve timepiece. The Lycan Hypersport is not for people who would like to remain low-key because it's encrusted with 220 diamonds, or another special stone of the buyer's choice. The interior is fitted with leather and carbon fiber, and it comes with a holographic mid-air display system. Wiseman GT MF5. If you have never heard of the Wiseman MF5, it's probably because there were only 43 built. It's not the type of car that you would see on the roads or even the television. Equipped with a 5-liter BMW V10 engine which delivers 507 horsepower horsepower, it can go from 0 to 60 in just 3.9 seconds. Now that's fast. It even has a top speed of 139 miles per hour and comes with an extremely low crouching body that is combined with wide tires. Although it has a bulkier engine and transmission, it still qualifies as a lightweight, being only 1,380 kilograms, just 100 kilograms shy heavier than the MF4. Everything about the car seems like it was built to give the driver maximum gratification and input. It is absolutely perfect for anybody that has a need for speed. The cabin is purposeful and elegant. The car's controls have a hard-edged, precise feel to it and give you the impression that it's very easy to drive. The Wiseman is nimble and a dynamite to drive fast down a challenging road. The great thing about it is that despite its acuity, it is incredibly comfortable. Just that masterpiece of an engine is irresistible. Pana's Roadster. When the world's American sports cars are mentioned, people often think of names like Corvette, the Chevy Camaro, or even the Ford Mustang. But not too many remember the Pana's Roadster, and it's about time people are introduced to this gem. From only 1992 to 1994, a very short 2-year span, 40 of these were produced, and all of them were outfitted with Ford Mustang's 205 horsepower 5-liter V8 engine. Plus, they even came with a 5-speed manual. However, the company's founder, Dan Panzo, wanted to go further with the design. Instead of attempting to build cars with a stainless steel frame, the newer models built starting in 1994 were made with aluminum, and in 1996, the Panzo AIV, or Aluminum Intensive Vehicle, was released. It came with a Ford Mustang SVT Cobra 305 horsepower. It had bigger wheels and brakes than its contemporary and could go from 0 to 60 in just 4.6 seconds. Stylish and powerful as it may be, the Panzo Roadster didn't make a good commuter car because it has a tiny cabin space, has a stiff suspension, and doesn't even come with a roof. However, as a sports car, it even beats the Porsche 911 when it comes to the power-to-weight ratio. In a Motor Trend test in May 1998, the Panzo AIV Roadster even managed to outperform the Chevy Corvette and the BMW Z3M Roadster. Unfortunately, the Roadster was discontinued in 2000. Now, if only they could bring back the glory days of American sports cars. Bricklin SV1. People have polarizing emotions when it comes to the Bricklin SV1. Some folks absolutely love it, while others hate it. Bricklin is to Canada what Corvette is to the US. Built in New Brunswick at the start of 1974, many consider the project to be a massive failure, and the Bricklin has made it to the worst list many times. Say what you will about the Bricklin, but it's exotic looking and undeniably cool with a nice 70s vibe. However, the audience for the car appears fairly small, and that's one of the reasons why only a few people are even aware of it. The Bricklin is known for its distinct galling doors. It has a design philosophy that puts emphasis on safety, as SV1 stands for Safety Vehicle 1. It measures large impact bumpers that protect the tail and nose, a fiberglass bodywork with a thin layer of acrylic, and a steel tube perimeter frame that surrounds the passenger compartment. The doors are powered by a hydraulic system, and if it didn't work, the doors weighing 100 pounds had to be manually lifted. Sadly, the Bricklin is worth less than what they were going for a decade ago. Buyer interest has also unfortunately fallen considerably in the last couple of years. Tucker 48. This has to be one of the rarest cars on the list. There was only 51 units ever made before the company was pushed out of the auto industry. When it was originally released, there were rumors that the Tucker 48 could not reverse, so the first thing salesmen had to do was to show customers that it could. The Tucker 48's most distinctive feature is the center-mounted third headlight. Its original design had came with a central driving position with swivel seats on both sides. However, it was later changed to a more conventional left-hand drive. People who ordered the car also received a choice of a Tucker seat cover, radio, or fitter luggage. One of the cool things about this car was that the engine could be removed by a single man in just 30 minutes, and 3 mechanics were able to complete an engine swap in just 18. The Tucker 48 came with a water-cooled adaptation of an air-cooled aircraft engine, as the company bought air-cooled motors for $1.8 million. We love cars, and if we only had time, we would talk so much more about other unusual cars. Unfortunately, we actually don't have all the time in the world, and we have to come to an end for this video. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later, and be safe on the roads.